guys? Welcome back to As Told by Kenya. In today's video, we got some hot topics to come and discuss. The first thing we have to discuss is the VMAs. The 2024 VMAs came on a Wednesday night, which kind of just tells you the state of pop culture. You guys know I am a pop culture buff, and I feel like every time the VMAs comes around, I'm always talking about the VMAs and how much the VMAs used to mean to me. Everyone likes to wax poetic about nostalgia and what the VMAs used to be, but I truly was there. I used to tune in on Sunday night to the VMAs. I do believe the VMAs used to come on Monday nights as well. I could be making that up as well. And it was just a moment in time to just see what people were going to do. Now, I'm an auntie, but I ain't an auntie like that. Like I was not there for the 90s VMAs, baby. I was a baby, but the 2000s VMAs meant everything to me. Just so many incredible moments and just an amazing night. And that just isn't what the VMAs is today. But at some point, you got to stop beating a dead horse. I don't even think it's a matter of the VMAs not being for me. They're just not as good as they used to be. I could respect something if it was still good. If it was still good, even though maybe I don't know everybody on it, I could give it that. But it's just not as good. But I will say the VMAs in maybe the last 2 years have been better than the VMAs we got at the late 2010s. The VMAs in the late 2010s were not good. I remember being in college, being like, what the hell is to the point where nobody was even talking about, they were an absolute mess. So I do think the VMAs are getting better than they were back in the day, because baby, not even back in the day, a few years ago, because baby, they were absolutely terrible. But VMAs 2024, Wednesday night, hosted by Meg Thee Stallion. Let's just start with the hosted by Meg Thee Stallion. I know why y'all hate the girl. I know why you hate the girl, because everywhere we look, people who do not like Meg Thee Stallion are calling her a flop. They're saying she's not going to stick around. They're saying all this stuff, but Meg continues just to get even more famous, get even more opportunity. Meg Thee Stallion not only hosted the VMAs, but Meg Thee Stallion has a Pepsi commercial, a Pepsi football commercial that plays when I'm watching football on Sundays, and it's just she keeps getting opportunities and she rises to the occasion. Meg Thee Stallion goes to work, and that is one thing I am going to give her, because I can't stand a hoe that don't go to work, especially in your early days. These are your grinding days where you really supposed to make yourself a household name, and Meg Thee Stallion is doing that. Where y'all say the music isn't good or everybody got all these opinions, she's still going to work. Meg Thee Stallion is fresh off of a tour. She's doing this, she's hosting that, she's still putting out music at the exact same time. I think Meg Thee Stallion is stepping into what she wants her brand to be, and she is all about brand recognition, and Meg Thee Stallion is taking opportunities and she's making the best of them. I think Meg Thee Stallion did an incredible hosting job from the things that I saw. Meg Thee Stallion also went on stage and performed, because in her words, bitch, I really rap. Meg Thee Stallion really raps, and so she came on there, gave you a performance. Meg Thee Stallion, a lot of people don't say this, but I'm going to say this. Meg Thee Stallion is one of the strongest new performers that we have. Of the new girls, Meg Thee Stallion is one of the stronger performers that we have, and she doesn't get credit for being that. So kudos to Meg Thee Stallion for doing a good job. We got Katy Perry's Vanguard Award performance. People went back and forth on if Katy Perry should have won the Vanguard Award. I think she should. At this point, we gotta stop splitting hairs on who getting VMAs and who's not. It baffled me when I saw so many of you guys getting in the weeds about Fortnite winning Video of the Year, about Katy Perry winning Best Nostalgia Performance for her performance Roar in the boxing ring or whatever. The VMAs is giving awards to whoever the hell show up. Whoever the hell want to spend a Wednesday night with them, they're going to give you it's just not that serious no more. It is just not that serious anymore. And so I couldn't even understand why y'all was just caring as deeply as you were. But Katy Perry gave you a Vanguard Award performance. Katy Perry, I think, is still a solid performer. I always said that. I think Katy Perry at her best knows what her vision is. She knows what she is trying to do, and even though it might not be for everyone, she fully leans into it. Katy Perry at her worst is, I think, when she tries to take other people's nachos, when she's looking at other people's plates, when she's trying to do that, that's when I think Katy Perry kind of loses a vision. She stops being, something worth looking at. But I thought her Vanguard Award performance was solid. She was trying to mix in them new songs, and it's like, girl, relax. Girl, relax. We didn't come here for that. But also at the same time, you watch Katy Perry perform, it's just like, ooh, remember what was? Remember what was? So yeah, good for Katy Perry. Good for Katy Perry to have this moment. Next thing we got, Chappell Roan does her first televised performance after all the mess that happened with her canceling them shows in Europe and all of y'all being upset. I think the people who she canceled the show on, do y'all get it now? Do y'all get it why she decided to perform at the VMAs and not perform in an amphitheater? Do y'all get it now that, like, this is a huge moment? This is a huge, even though the VMAs are not what they used to be, it is not the craziest night on TV like it used to be. This is still a moment, and people are going to get introduced to Chappell who haven't gotten introduced to Chappell, or people who have just been hearing Chappell's name, but they ain't clicked on the music. They ain't really like, what is this girl about? Chappell barely got music videos, and it was like, okay, so what is this girl about? They get to see that, and that is important to me. Chappell did a good performance, especially for a first-time performance. Chappell sounded amazing. It came together. It worked. There was a lot of stage stuff going on. I will say I would have loved to see Tinashe on the stage. I would have loved to see Tinashe on the stage, and I did not get that. But you know what? I feel like 2025 is Tinashe year, but maybe I've been saying that forever. Y'all know I'm a huge Tinashe stan, but I would have loved to see Tinashe on the stage. Next thing we got is Sabrina Carpenter. Sabrina Carpenter is the future. Sabrina Carpenter is the future. I listened to Short and Sweet, and Short and Sweet got about 5 more singles that y'all gonna run up on TikTok. If she could put out 5 more singles and they all gonna go to the top 10, Sabrina Carpenter is just having a moment. And for somebody who has put in that good work, I have followed several Sabrina Carpenter fans on Twitter for a very, very long time. So I am fully aware of how much work Sabrina Carpenter has put in to get to this moment. Like, I have seen them trying to promote the singles. I have seen Sabrina Carpenter showing up to this and that. So you know what? I'm just happy that Sabrina Carpenter is having their moment. It's the same thing. Who did I say this about? Tinashe, where like it all just comes together. Like, where like, keep putting in the work, and when people find you, you will be ready for that moment. That's not to say it's always going to happen, but if it does, it just keeps you wanting to keep going, teaches you that you should keep going. Like, you never know what's going to happen, but Sabrina Carpenter is having a good year. Sabrina Carpenter is an amazing singer. I don't care what nobody says. There's this thing, ooh, y'all make me sick about this. Y'all make me sick when y'all do this, where like, a person will be just like doing their thing and everyone acknowledge that, okay, you're a good singer, you're a good songwriter, this is a good song. But the minute that thing becomes popular, people quickly be like, that ain't true, it ain't that good, it ain't that amazing. That's what y'all did to Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish, and it made me sick. Remember when I came on here the week Billie Eilish put out her album and I said Birds of a Feather is the best song on that album, one of Billie's best songs, and like everybody was like, ooh, Kenya, that song is good, but then that song got like hugely popular a month later, and it ain't that good, it ain't, y'all doing a lot, but if that song stayed low-key and nobody talked about it, you would have no problem. There's a thing y'all do where if something gets popular, just because you have no personality outside of being a contrarian, you have to come along and be like, well, it ain't that good, it ain't that interesting, it ain't da-da-da. And that's what y'all doing with Sabrina Carpenter and her singing. Because Sabrina Carpenter has got big on some pop hits, that don't have these humongous vocal moments, it's all of a sudden, well, she can't sing that good, she ain't that much of a vocalist, she ain't this, and it's just like, shut up. Can you just sit back? Can you enjoy the lunch? Like, why do you always have to come up and say something ain't this, something ain't that, and all this type of stuff? Oh my God. Next thing we have Glorilla. I've heard everybody be up in arms at the fact that Glorilla didn't do a clean version of her songs. I agree, showmanship matters. Putting on a good stage performance is, finding a way not to get bleeped by the censors and all of that. But beyond that, I thought Glorilla also did really, really good. Is there anything else I want to discuss with the VMAs? I think the Tyler discourse is completely unserious. Anyone else that I'm sure I am missing someone, and keep in mind I did not actually watch the VMAs live. I'm sure I'm missing everybody, but I think things went off without a hitch. I think everything was perfectly fine. The VMAs is not what they used to be, but I think they're better than what they have been. The girls did their thing, and you want to know what? I'm gonna also go as far as to say this. I think pop is in a good place. I think pop is in a good place. I think we're getting a lot of artists who want to, make a name for themselves and, have a persona and all of this stuff. And I think pop is in good hands. I think gone are the days where we look back and wax poetic about the early 2010s, late 2090s. Like, I think pop is, it's coming back and it's doing well. But you want to know what's not coming back? Fashions. Yes, we have to talk about the VMA's red carpet. Kenya said this during the Met Gala, and she was met with boos. I said, I'm sick of archival. I am sick of archival. I am sick of just because something went down the runway in 92, I'm just supposed to give a damn that somebody is wearing it today. Like, it's actually going to have to look good for me to give a damn. You actually going to have to style it, and it's going to make sense. That's another thing that has always pissed me off about archival. People will put on archival piece, and I'm supposed to gag just because it's an old dress, but it says nothing about you. It says nothing about you. It doesn't look right on you. It's not fitted right on you. The accessories aren't nice. It's eating you up. Like, what am I supposed to get from this? That has been my biggest issue about archival. It doesn't say anything about the person who is wearing it. All it says is that you have access to nice clothes. And that's why I've always understood why the Kardashians and Jenner do it. Because a big part of the Kardashian-Jenner brand is proving to you that they have access to stuff. A big part of the Kardashian-Jenner brand is being gauche, right? So it's always made sense why they do it, because they always feel like they have something to prove. They want to prove that they have made it in the industry, and big fashion houses love them, and all that is what they are. So it's always made sense for them in the worst way, but like, I get why they do it. They're trying to prove something that, you shouldn't have to prove, but that's what they're trying to do. But when other people who, don't need to do this and could be making a name for themselves, I don't understand why you are doing it. And you're always going to have the sustainable queens over here, but that's not why they're doing it. I would love to say everybody is throwing on archival because they want to be sustainable. They're not doing it. They're doing it because if someone comes down the runway and 93 Mu glare, you're going to look and be like, what? They did 93 Mu glare? They're in this, they're in that, they're in McQueen 19 something something, and it's supposed to be like a good moment, but like, it doesn't say anything to me. It doesn't say anything to me. That doesn't mean I don't appreciate the art of fashion, preserving fashion, and all this stuff, but I don't think that's why people are doing it. I say that to say this, it's boring. I say that to say this, Kenya's bored. I'm very, very bored. And the VMA fashions were very, very boring. I do not care how many times y'all flip and reverse Britney Spears outfits. They don't look good on you. They don't look good on you. Put something else on. Have your own moment. I'd rather see you in Ross than in somebody else's clothes. I'd rather see you in Ross than in a rendition of someone else's clothes, especially when it has nothing to do with your vision. All you want people to do is an artist that we already love, a popular figure that we already love. You want us to be like, we love them, so we love you. Like, what are we doing here? Y'all gotta start, y'all, especially like pop girls. Like, what happened to wanting to like make your own thing? It makes you really appreciate what Beyonce did with the Renaissance World Tour and her taking things off the runway and like having them fit and molded to her and to make sense for a tour. It really shows you, like, it really makes you appreciate what she did with that moment and what all the other girls should be doing too. Of course, people are not gonna open up the closets for you like they do Beyonce, but they can get you something, girl. You can get archival, you can get some pieces off the runway. Do not piss me me off, especially because we see more and more people sitting front rows of these fashion shows. Like, what y'all sitting front row for if you ain't gonna put the clothes on? What's going on there? So anyways, those were the VMAs. I'm happy people enjoyed them. If you enjoyed them, if you didn't, well, I don't know why you going to the VMAs looking for so much damn fun. Let's move on to the Super Bowl. So football season is back. Y'all know I don't play about football season. I love me some football. Anyways, Kendrick Lamar got announced as the 2025 Super Bowl performer. And like the first day, it went well, I think. Well, the first 4 hours. It went well. Everybody was making fun of Drake and all of this stuff. Now, this is where actually I come in. I know I can be hard on Kendrick Lamar. I can be hard on Kendrick Lamar. I did not like Kendrick Lamar's last album. But I do think Kendrick Lamar as an artist is a lot more than his beef with Drake. And it really did kind of, as someone who likes Good Kid, Mad City, I think Good Kid, Mad City is one of the best rap albums, definitely of the past 24 years. It's a little disheartening to see everyone turn something that could be a huge moment for Kendrick Lamar to show like his music, and Kendrick Lamar is a good performer, turn this into like, look at how he gonna diss Drake again, look at this, Drake, like turns a moment into just more like, I'm so sick of this beef, I'ma say it, I'm so sick of the Kendrick and Drake beef, maybe that's just me and I sit on an island alone. I just think there's so much more interesting conversations to have about Kendrick Lamar as a performer than Drake and y'all saying, ooh, imagine everybody saying A minor in front, like that all y'all want, like it becomes ridiculous, and I think we're losing the forest through the trees. We are losing the forest through the trees. Anyways, so it went well at first. It went well. Everybody was like, yeah, Kendrick. And then somebody started discourse about Lil Wayne and the Super Bowl being in New Orleans, and it just got out of whack. I'm here to tell you, I don't care. I'm here to tell you, I do not care. I think the Lil Wayne Super Bowl, New Orleans, all of this is a case of y'all having nothing to talk about. I am going to say it every now and then. I believe there is discourse that is just birthed out of boredom, that is just birthed out of people wanting to talk. People wanting to talk, people wanting to have an opinion, and people want to be mad about something. And that is this discourse. I don't think any of this discourse is actually genuine. I don't think anyone actually cares about any of this stuff. And more importantly, even if you do care, I don't think any of it actually matters. Let's start. Kendrick Lamar has already been picked. Kendrick Lamar has already been picked. A pet peeve of mine is when people beat something into the ground about something that is not going to change. It is not going to change. There is nothing that you are going to do. It really does not matter. That is this. Kendrick Lamar will be performing at the Super Bowl unless something crazy happens, like he gets hurt or something. He will be performing at the Super Bowl. At best, Lil Wayne stands. Y'all better hope a cameo come out. Y'all better hope they perform Mona Lisa. I love Mona Lisa, the song, by the way. Mona Lisa is a song with Lil Wayne and Kendrick Lamar, and you better hope he bring him out for Mona Lisa. I'll be the first one hooting and hollering. Okay, and the thing is, I like Lil Wayne's music. I would love nothing more than go DJ. That's my DJ. That is my shit. That's one of my favorite rap songs of all time. Little side tangent. One of my favorite rap songs of all time is Go DJ, and that's my DJ. And Manny Fresh, like, please, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. But at the end of the day, it don't matter, baby. It simply does not matter. Number one, this idea resting on the fact Lil Wayne should do the Super Bowl just because it's in New Orleans, that just doesn't stand up, you guys. It just doesn't stand up. Number one, the Super Bowl is only going to go to a select amount of cities, as things are with the stadiums and the city and all of this type of stuff. So the Super Bowl is probably going to be in New Orleans again in 7-8 years. Like, it just is a thing that is. So I don't think getting too bogged down in the cities, like, when did this become a precedent? Because everything happened in LA with Dr. Dre, but still at the end of the day, Mary J. Blige performed. She's not from LA. Eminem is not from LA. 50% performed. He is not from LA. So like, like half the people who came on that stage with Dr. Dre are not from LA. So that doesn't even fully hold up right there. And then like, can Lil Wayne do a Super Bowl? I'm not about to say what somebody can't do. I'm not about to say what somebody can't do. I just don't think everyone was just waiting got bated breath for Lil Wayne to do a Super Bowl. I think once again we're waxing poetic about nostalgia because everyone loves Lil Wayne's music in a time, especially for people around my age. It really brings you back to the mid-2000s when the Carter 3 came out and all of that type of stuff. But like, it just isn't all that serious, you know? It isn't all. I don't want Lil Wayne feelings to be hurt. I don't want nobody's feelings to be hurt. But I just think this is senseless. This is just senseless conversation. This is a senseless conversation. Nothing is going to change, and it's just, I do not think anything nefarious was at play when Kendrick Lamar, maybe something nefarious against Drake, but I do not think there was anything nefarious when it came to not choosing Lil Wayne. Like, I just think all of this is silly. I think all of this is silly. Like, Lil Wayne can come out if he want to come out. I do not care. This is not coming from someone who is just dying to see Kendrick Lamar on the stage. I'm the biggest Kendrick Lamar critic, right? So y'all know me. It's just like, oh, let's move on. Is it that deep? Is it simply that deep? And also making this a civil rights thing, making this a black, knock it off. Knock it off. It's just, this is just all foolishness, and I just think the conversation is birthed out of boredom. And then now we're doing this thing where we're asking a bunch of people their opinion on it. Hey, Dr. Fauci, what is your opinion on Lil Wayne not performing at the Super Bowl? Just wanting to talk. Like, y'all just want to talk. Oh my gosh. Let's move on to, speaking of talking, the presidential debate. So the other night, there was a presidential debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. What did we learn that we already did not know? I don't think anything. Donald Trump is, he's standing firm on the fact that he do not like immigrants. Kamala Harris, she's standing firm on the fact that she's staying with Israel. And that it just is what it is. Like, this is where we are with it. But I say all that to say this. I want to talk about the anti-immigrant sentiments running around America and why Donald Trump and J.D. Vance are doing what they're doing. What J.D. Vance is spewing about the Haitians in Ohio is absolutely disgusting. I do not think there's any room to make jokes about this. I've seen people joking about this or finding it funny. There's absolutely nothing funny about this. Like, all of these jokes and stuff, like, a lot of people read what J.D. Vance says and, what the alt-right say and these people say, and they take this stuff seriously because they're dumb too. And they go out and they commit crimes against these people and they hurt these people and they bully these people. And there are Haitian kids who have to go to school and they're hearing this stuff about them, and it's just not funny. It's just simply not funny. I feel so bad, and we should not be continuing to perpetuate these xenophobic, anti-immigrant, talking points that are just, they're just nasty. They're just nasty, and I want to be very clear. I know a lot of us with good sense, we hear what Trump is saying, we hear what J.D. Vance is saying about immigrants, and we're just like, no one will believe this stuff. This stuff is not working. They're just being hateful. Do not underestimate how many people have anti-immigrant sentiments. Not just alt-right, not just Republicans, not just white people. Not like a lot of people have anti-immigrant sentiments, and Trump is a mouthpiece for their deepest, darkest thoughts. So you can sit at home and think like, oh, nobody's listening to this stuff, but a lot of people are, and they're hearing it and being like, that's quite interesting. And so the reason why Trump and J.D. Vance are nailing this shit home, nailing this immigrant stuff home, because they know it tests well. They know it tests well, and they know their audience. So don't sit at home and think, wow, no one could ever fall for that. Yes, they can. Yes, they can, because they already feel this way, and Trump and J.D. Vance are being a mouthpiece for how they already feel. But it's disgusting, and I don't want anyone repeating this type of stuff, and it's just all bad. Like, everything is just all bad. You ever wake up and just be like, everything is just simply all bad. Next thing we need to discuss is the Emmys. The Emmys happened, and I ain't care too much about nothing that was going on, except for the fact that Hacks won Best Comedy. If you don't know nothing about me, know that I am a Hacks fan. I am a firm believer that Hacks is the best show on television. If you are not watching Hacks on HBO Max, baby, you are missing out. We are getting good television. Oh my God. That's why I can't be watching the slop that y'all be wanting me to watch, because baby, when you go watch Hacks, it's actually funny. It's actually a comedy. I know we have beat the Is the Bear a comedy, horse to death, but still, Hacks easily the best comedy on TV, and I am so happy. I wanted Hannah to win Best Supporting Actress, but I'll take it on the chin. Jean Smart, she won her Emmy, third in a row, if you will. And we won Best Comedy Writing, as we should have, and Best Comedy Series, period. After Ted Lasso and their terrorism is finally over and coming back, I hear Ted Lasso is coming back. Please do not piss me off. We finally won. We finally took home the Best Comedy Series Emmy. But that is it. I am done. I will talk to you guys in the next one.